Is it bad that for the past couple of weeks, I had no reason to take out the SD card to the Linux side of the Anbernic RG VITA? I didn't. I had absolutely no reason. I've been enjoying games like crazy, even though the fact is that I did not get to the other parts to where I'm playing the PS Vita and stuff like that. And there's no reason for me to go ahead and try to work this particular device to go ahead and try to do the PS Vita, because I have other devices that I can play the PS Vita on with absolutely no problem, not even no trouble at all. So at the same time, I do love playing like some of these retro games, especially PSP. I said that before, I'm a big fan of it. But now I actually have a reason to go ahead and try the Android side. I have not tried the Android side of this device yet. I'm about to jump into the Android side of this device because I wanted to try out this new ZSNES or Super ZSNES. I haven't got a chance to really test it out yet, so I'm just gonna go ahead and try to experience it for myself. I did pay for it because on the Android side, in order to get the Android version of it, you have to pay for it. Now with the PC and everything else and the Linux, you can go ahead and just get it and it's free. But I already paid for it, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to put it on this device itself and try to go ahead and experience and see how. I'm just gonna try to set it up and see if I can get this thing working. All right, you guys, let's get started. What is going on, you guys? Your boy Famous Kid Video Game Entertainment. And before we go any further, make sure you hit the like, subscribe button. Click like, subscribing. It's always a big help. Let me pause and make this clear. This is not a how-to or tutorial video. It's up to you if you want to follow along. I make mistakes and there is far better videos out there that can explain and break it down better than me. This is what I'm doing. I'm quite sure you guys might have better or even quicker ways of doing this. And if so, please explain in the comments. My goal for us is to all help each other and myself included. Thank you for your help and let's begin. A few things I want to explain before I shut it down, okay? First of all, I am using two SD cards. There's two SD cards I'm using. I'm going to go ahead and shut down the system. Two SD cards right here, okay? Now, remember, I never changed this one out. If you remember my last video, I never changed this one out. This is for the Linux side of the handheld or console, whatever you want to call it. And then this one is just where I just kept my games. That's where the games is right now for this Linux side. Now, what I'm going to do in order to get to the Android side, I don't know. This is what I'm doing, okay? I'm going to take out the card for the Linux side so that way it can boot into Android. If I play my cards right, I should not have to do any type of like format towards the SD card. But if I do, then I'm just gonna try to figure out a way to split it up or something like that. But I don't know, okay? This is what I'm doing. I'm just gonna be experimenting. Remember, whatever I do, if you guys got faster ways, just please leave them in the comments. That'll help us out, including myself. So, but for right now, I'm gonna take out this and then I'm gonna power it on. Now notice that I'm powering it on and the SD card is like poking out because I don't want that in there yet. This is my first time booting everything up, so I'm just gonna see what's gonna happen. In a few minutes, once everything start booting up, and I mean that's just the full initial, we're gonna get through this part and I'm pretty much just gonna go ahead and go to the capture device. But I just wanted to let you know I didn't put that in there yet. I just want to wait until I go ahead and set this up. But overall, let's go to the capture device. Okay, my bad for saying that I was gonna go ahead and use the Android side of the Anbernic RG Vita. My bad, okay? I was thinking and I decided I just want to go ahead and install GammaOS on here. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Now, I don't want you to get confused for the two cards. Remember, that one's for the Linux for this original, and that's for the games. I just have a random 32 gig SD card right up in here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and just like set up Gamma. So instead of us hopping to the capture device, we're gonna hop to the PC for a second. All right, okay, formatted the SD card already. Everything's formatted. FAT32. Now I just want to go ahead and just go to, I'm at the site right here. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. Okay, you'll know the indication because you'll start seeing like stuff like this, like the handhelds and stuff. That means that you're at the right place. Okay, Now, as I was studying this website, I'm gonna go ahead and follow the directions of what's going on and making a decision. So as you go down, there's two different types. Now, if you have the regular Anbernic RG VITA, then this might be your best bet right here. Okay, so this is the one right here. But I have the Pro. This is the one I have right here. Make sure you guys read this, because that way you guys get to make a proper decision on which one you want to download. It's up to you. I was thinking about doing the full because it includes the Google services, and there's the light version if you want to just do it, so that's good. But I'm gonna do the Google services because the whole point of it is that I wanted to get the super, or the super SNES, whatever you want to call it, super duper SNES, let's put it that way. The super duper. This is what I'm gonna get. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to get that full version. I'm gonna see if that works. I mean, I hear that the light version is the best one to get, so I would just recommend that one if you just don't want to do the Google services. I just wanted to try to bypass it. Now, I do know how to go ahead and add Google services, that way I can get the Play Store and stuff like that, but I want to test this out, so hopefully this will work with the full, hopefully. Okay, and they let you know what to do on how to install and stuff like that. But if you go down here, there is the assets, just click that. Okay, and and just like I said, there's the light and the full version. Okay, basically these right here, if you don't want to overclock it, just basically when you install it, it can overclock. If you don't want to overclock it, then just go with these regular ones. But if you do want it to actually overclock, which I'm gonna try it out and see what happens, I'm gonna do the full with the overclock and see what happens. Hopefully it works. I'm not, just like I said, I'm not trying to do anything crazy strong or this is not in the third, but I guess it's just better with that extra power, I will probably feel. So I mean, we'll probably lose a little bit of power, like far as like battery life and stuff, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. Let's just do that. So these two is the ones I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get these two. You have to get two of them. So you see that 1 and 2, you have to get both of them. So what I did, I created a folder on my desktop that says RG VITA, and that's where I'm gonna put both of these two at. Now I just already downloaded and extracted mine. Okay, so it's going to come in these zip files. Okay, but what you do is, if you have like 7-zip, this is basically what you're going to do. Just like, okay, go to 7-zip and then extract it to the name of it, and then it's going to create a folder just like this. That's basically what it's going to do. Okay, going to create a folder. So inside that folder, that's the folder that's the one that you're going to use. This is what you're going to use to go ahead and flash it, just like the last one I did RGDS. You have to, I'm gonna use Rufus and extract it to Rufus and see if it works. All right, Rufus is open. Okay, all right, so make sure you have your SD card, 32 gig. You're just gonna push the select, because this is not gonna be right here. You just push select, find the file. Just gonna go into the RG, the folder that you're supposed to do, the Pro, and then until you get a image file. That's the one that you're gonna go get. Okay, so if I went back, remember that folder that it created, so just go back, and that's the file that you're gonna be using. So you're gonna go ahead and put select, and wherever you saved your file at, that's the one, that's where it's gonna be, and it's gonna be right here. So, and then just like I said, I'm going for the full effect, and just push start and just let it just do its thing and flash it to the thing. It's gonna ask you a question. Boom, you're gonna say, warning, on this right, do you really want to do crap like this? Yes, we want to do crap like this. Okay, let's do it. And then at the same time, I'm just gonna go ahead and just do its thing, let it give it a bit, chill, go grab a cup of coffee and just relax for a bit, and then just come back. That's yeah, with the power of editing. All right, everything's done, and we're gonna go ahead and like close this out and then properly eject the SD card and hop back over. All right, so I went ahead and powered it on, and it started to do its thing. So at the same time, now I'm just like, it's just another way of letting it just install. Seemed like everything's working just fine, so it just got to be just a wait. And with the power of editing of that, all right, look like it's all done. I'm just gonna go ahead and remove the SD card, and now that I moved it, it's just gonna do its little last minute stuff, just basically doing all this the final setup to go ahead, and I guess I can get started at this point. Yeah, I didn't have to power it down or nothing like that. It just did its own thing after I just popped out the SD card. Just want to let you guys know, just in case you guys have any errors or stuff like that. If there's other ways, remember, if you guys have problems, yeah, just please, everybody needs to like communicate, that way we can just go ahead and help each other. But the good news is that it's working and now we're going to be able to get started. So it's still doing its own thing. It's taking a minute. So just like I said, relax, let it keep doing its thing until it gets started. Okay, I don't know if you guys are familiar with GammaOS. I'm quite sure you guys are familiar with this on setting this whole thing up. You know, just kind of tamper around with this. It's called like a Daisho front end. I don't know if I battered that name. You guys correct me in the comments. I had added a couple extra emulators, well, a couple extra setups, whatever, because it's just basically a front end. Gonna download all like the necessary apps that it can, but I downloaded Redream. And I also downloaded the Super Duper ZSNES. I just want to remember, I'm just going to call it Super Duper. Okay. Now I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? So I just already set up stuff like this. But here's the thing. I'm just want to let you guys know the having the app linked up to here. I could not find it. But just for the sake of searching, we're just gonna go for it and see if we can find it. Okay, yeah, as far as you guys know, when it comes down to setting your thing up to find the emulator that you want to use, it's basically like right here. If you want to change out your emulator for it, click the arrow right there, and then now you get to select what emulator you want to use. Okay, I'm not gonna change it. I'm just gonna keep everything default, but we're just gonna go search through and just kind of like just look and see if we can find it. I have not found it. I just wanted to make sure, because some will probably correct me in the comments and tell me, well, it's right there, or this is that and the third. So I just want to check for myself and just check one more time, because I did check already, but just for the sake of this, we're just gonna search and see if I can find it. If I bypass it, just let me know in the comments. Let's see. I don't see it. Searching through. Now it could be this last one, this SNES 9X Plus, but I don't know right now for sure. But I'm not gonna mess with it yet. Just gonna cancel, keep everything the same. I did went ahead and set up my library of games, and some of it got the box art, some of it's missing. I'm not really tripping about missing box art, really, just as long as it has some of the box art and stuff like that. So that's cool, because that's not the mission for this particular video. Okay, and also you can go ahead, if you want to go ahead and just change up, and I'm just giving like a little bit of like a simple crash course of this. So you can go to appearance, and then if you want to download like wallpapers, you can go right there, download wallpapers, good to go. There's a lot more to break down when it comes down to it. You can kind of tamper with it and really make a really good experience for your setup with GammaOS. Okay, but that's not the mission. The mission is to try out Super Duper ZSNES. Okay, all right, this is basically almost like my first time kind of tampering with this. Just bear with me as I'm trying to like mess around with this. Just like I said, you can follow along if you want to. If you guys know any other ideas with it, or something I'm missing out on, or something I bypassed, just let me know in the comments. That way we can all help each other. All right, so when you first begin, you're gonna get in everything to where it's like it's in early development. Crap may not work, whatever, some stuff, yeah, whatever. The whole point of it is that this is the point of us testing it out and just trying to see how some games just play. I'm not gonna play too many, and I'm not gonna try to play like the ones that's, you know, I'm gonna get messed with or whatever, but there is gonna be some games I am going to be playing like a little bit more, but I'm going to have that on the Patreon to where that I can really just get down and play some really try out some real good games for a bit. And that's what that particular footage is going to be. But this is just basically doing like a little bit of a setup and just seeing if I can get it to work. Okay, so at this point we're just going to push OK. Then there's a list of games that says if you see a star, that means that these games are enhanced, and it probably just probably looks like really good and working better. I don't know if it's going to work on this particular device, because, you know, but let's just hope for the best, right? And then just push OK. Now config, we're just going to config because we want to get the controller to make sure that we're good. So I'm just going to forward this, but basically just click on one of them and just click the corresponding buttons wherever you want it to be. Okay, that's done. And now I'm just going to go to general options, just making sure. So I'm just keeping everything just the same. I'm not going to really tamper around with anything. I'm just gonna see, so right, current resolution is it's on the 1080, And yeah, I'm just gonna keep everything just basically the same. View options. Yeah, you could just kind of tamp around if you want to. And I'm just gonna keep everything and just like miscellaneous. I'm not gonna really do cheats. Okay, so this is where the magic happened. Okay, all right, so we have here, pick a folder. Then we're just gonna go to our, right now we're just gonna go to our folder. So we're gonna kind of find it, SNES. We're just gonna click on that. Then we're just gonna go ahead and use this folder. Okay, gonna actually allow. Of course, we wants to do that. Now, if you notice that the little stars and stuff in the background, it stopped. That means that it's gonna take a bit for it to kind of load all the games. At first, I was thinking, I was like, is something wrong with this? No, it's just gonna take a minute for all the games to kind of load on there. If you have a bunch of games, if you have a few of them, it shouldn't take you too long, but quite a few. So it's just like the fact is, it's just gonna take a little bit of time to load. So just be patient, let it just do its thing, and the game should pop up. Okay, finally the games is starting loaded up. I just want to make sure I gave it a little bit of extra time so everything can just kind of come in. So I'm just gonna scroll down, and we're just gonna try to find one of the games with the star on it. So we found F-Zero. We have that one. I'm just gonna click on it and see what happens, but I'm not gonna play it that long. I don't want to get messed with. So we have some things going on the screen, which is basically like a and you could just tell that they kind of like enhance some stuff on there, because look at the backgrounds there. The backgrounds look like it's just insane, and you can just see like the ground. They gave it like a little bit more of a more of intense look when it comes down to it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if I can go ahead and try to figure out how to get rid of the touchscreen stuff on there. Okay, so on the touchscreen, just press back, and then now we're just gonna go to big. I think it's a config. I'm just hopefully that this works, and I believe that this part right here where it says hide controls, so we're just gonna go ahead and we're just gonna click on that, and then we're just gonna go back, and hopefully that probably fixed the whole situation. And I'm quite sure that if we want to keep things going, just push the little play button. So now that we know that it's working, just like I said, I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure we're just gonna do like a practice. I'm not gonna do nothing too crazy. You can just see that the fact is that a little bit of stuff is kind of enhanced a little bit. I'm not gonna play too crazy and wild, but as you can see, it looks really good for my experience, my first time experiencing it. And I'm just trying to slow down because I just want to see how everything just looks. It looks insane. This is crazy. You could tell that they really is trying to do a little bit extra to give you a more of a visual look when it comes down to these retro games. This is awesome. I also wanted to point out the fact is that you notice that the fact is that it has some side a little bit darker, but we're still getting that full screen. It's a little bit darker on a couple of sides. I did try to go ahead and see if I can get rid of those darker parts. I'm not really tripping. It's fine. Also, if you tap on the screen, then your menu will pop up just in case you wanted to see what's going on. So tap, and it'll go away if after a couple of seconds, but go back, and then there's enhancements right there. So if you want to go ahead and take a few things off, so if you want to go ahead and take off widescreen, you can take off widescreen if you want to. I'm pretty much just gonna keep everything. You can do the whole texture, high res, border. I guess you could take some stuff off if you wanted to. So if you want to take off high res, all that kind of stuff, you can mess with it if you want to. I'm not going to mess with it. I'm just going to keep everything the same because the experience that I'm seeing right now is pretty good to me. I guess there's quite a few things that I do want to kind of tamper around with as I keep going, trying to mess with this particular emulator, but it just some things I have to pretty much learn on my own, and that's not including some updates that's probably going to be popping off in the near future. I guess it's still in early stages. So at the same time, just learning a lot of other stuff. But as far as the experience goes, it's awesome. Okay, well, I pretty much took up a lot of time. So all right, you guys, with that being said, I'm gonna be out. And if you made it this far, I truly appreciate it. Hop over to the Patreon. I'm finna be doing some gameplay over there and kind of testing out some other games and playing some couple of classics and stuff like that. So that's what I'm gonna be doing with this particular emulator. All right, you guys, and from gamer to gamer, thanks for watching.